What is going on, everyone's Near again, here for you, some Call of Duty Ghost in another episode of KEM Strike Saturday. KEM Strike Saturday, of course, is the weekly series here on my channel where subscribers send me in KEM Strikes. I like to talk about them, break them down, show them off, link their channels in the description as well as at the end of the video, and just make it so, their channels can grow a little bit. I get an awesome video to post, just a win-win all around for everybody. KEM Strike Saturday is one of the best videos I post every week. Just a super fun series to do. Now, this one was actually sent in by a guy named Ferd. Now, Ferd is a very new YouTuber. I'm talking he's got 5 videos up. Very new YouTuber. But he's a good Call of Duty player, so there's a lot of promise there. So what we got going on here is basically he's using the SC-2010 on the map Warhawk. Now, the map Warhawk is one of my favorites. I've actually had to kind of limit myself to posting Warhawk gameplay because it seems as though every time I play on Warhawk, I get some kind of a gameplay. Then I'll post, let's say, 7 videos in 1 week and not realize that 3 of them were on Warhawk. It's just it's a really good map. So what he's doing, he's playing Blitz. Blitz is kind of like the notorious game mode for spawn trapping. The reason for that is to make Blitz balanced, they need to make it so the enemy team only spawns on their half of the map and your team only spawns on your half of the map. It's not like domination, it's not like team deathmatch where the spawns are constantly flipping back and forth and everyone's getting shot in the back all the time. Blitz, the enemy team, is basically only going to be coming from one area. Therefore, it's kind of become a spawn trapping style of game mode. It's starting to get a bad reputation, similar to what Demolition got during Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1. Oh man, Demolition and Black Ops 1. I got 260 kills one time. I was just sniping people as they spawned. It was fantastic. But that's besides the point. So what we've got going on here is he's at the bar. Now, there's only a few set spawn points around this portal, this particular portal of Blitz. And one of them's right here in the bar that he's in. And you'll see occasionally that a guy kind of spawns in there with him. He ends up killing him. Of course, they can spawn right behind the goal, which he just shot those guys from. Or they can spawn kind of just outside or inside of the bakery. Now, this is where you're going to find the majority of your kills, and this kind of relates to not only the game mode Blitz, but into every single game mode when you're playing on the map Warhawk. The area he's in is where most of the action is all the time when you're playing on Warhawk, right? The bar, outside the bar, directly behind the bar, and inside the bakery. That is where you're going to find all of your action right here. This guy's laying down right next to the bakery in this area. I think if you've played Warhawk more than once, then you know what I'm talking about. This is where all the action is. So, of course, he was heading over there because it's Blitz, and that's why he wanted to be near the portal and trying to take people out. Here he finds himself on a relatively good kill streak, but the rounds have stopped. And that's one of the things I didn't like about Black Ops 2 Domination, the way it kind of stopped halfway through the match and switch sides, because it took away all the momentum you have, and the same thing happens here in Blitz. He decides to go down the left path here, which I like the idea of going down the left path. When the game first came out, when I first started playing Call of Duty Ghosts and such, I used to like to go along the right side of the map, the opposite of where he's at, but I found that if you go there, it's a good flanking route, but not too much action happens. He's going to run all the way down, across the map, kill the one guy, and now he's going to be hanging out right next to their portal again. Basically, they're all going to be spawning around him, and they're all just going to be kind of flowing all around to him, and he ends up getting the kills. Now, I'll say this, that silencer really helped him out. It kept him off the radar. That was definitely a good thing on his part that he had this silencer, because the people he's shooting really seem to be none the wiser. They really seem to not have an idea of what's going on or where he's coming from. As you can see, just kind of bobbing and weaving back and forth between these buildings, trying to stay unpredictable. Very good way to play. And he gets himself the KEM Strike. He's going to call it in. It's fantastic. Very quick one. And the reason I wanted to post this particular one is I don't feel as though we have enough educational KEM Strikes here in KEM Strike Saturday. But this one was. I believe this one was a pretty good educational one that a lot of people could possibly learn from. Or at least I hope they can. But he did not include the final score. Goodness gracious. Good golly, Miss Molly. One thing I ask is that you just simply show the final score of your gameplays. This is where the video cut off that he sent me. He is 33-1. He called in the KEM Strike. If you look at the scoreboard, his team is probably not going to be doing too much winning, even though he's basically taking all of the enemy players out in their own spawn and making it so they can't really focus on capturing objectives as much as trying to get him out of their spawn. Even though he was doing that, even though he went on a 25-26 gun streak, and even though he calls himself in the KEM Strike, whatever, doesn't matter. His teammates couldn't really help him out in terms of playing the objective. Maybe that's why he didn't show the end. I don't know. Either way, very good KEM Strike. I hope you guys learned a thing or two about playing on the map Warhawk. It's a pretty good map. It's definitely one of my favorite maps in the game. Fog is still the best map in Call of Duty Ghosts, but besides the point. If you guys like to send in your guys' KEM Strikes for next week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday, everything you guys need to see is on your screen right now. Just upload it to YouTube, may have no commentary to it. I'd prefer it if you guys were to be able to record without the voice chat in the game, like try and make it so you don't have enemy players talking or your teammates talking in the video, because that kind of ruins it. That's something that people could probably do a little bit better. Disable race sample if you have that. Everything you guys need to know is on your screen right now. If you guys like to go ahead and check out Ferd, there's going to be a link in the description to his channel, as well as a fancy clickable annotation on the text on the screen right now. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode of KEM Strike Saturday, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day.